Well, NBA Finals finally here, yo. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at you with another episode of Drop It Dimes with Mr. Dugas. And today I'm going to preview and predict this season's NBA Finals matchup as you have the Indiana Pacers taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Before I get into this video, man, for anyone, if you want to drop a dime on the Cash App information is down in the description box. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, that information is down in the description box. If you're a subscriber to the channel, greatly appreciate the love and support. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button, like the video, and share it with your folks, man. First off, man, shout out to both these organizations, man. This is the second youngest NBA Finals matchup, basically in history, which means both these teams do a good job of drafting and developing. Obviously the Thunder got SGA in the trade, and Indiana got Tyrese Halliburton in the trade. But those guys ain't became what they became till they got with these organizations. And then you got everybody else, the Jalen Williams, the Chet Holmgrens, the Miles Turners, Pascal Siakam came in the trade too. That's all. That's true. But shout out to both these organizations, man. They really, really done a good job, of developing the talent that they have, yo. First looking at the Indiana Pacers, man, coming in, surprising run to get to this point, to say the least. Though they went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, man. Shout out to them, man. They put their head down and they grinded and got back. Full seed going up against Milwaukee. Thought that could have been a tough series, but Dame Lillard wasn't quite himself, and then he had the unfortunate Achilles injury. The biggest thing that went against them that series was Tyrese Halliburton dad, had to go sit down somewhere. Like he wasn't allowed in the building till recently. And then, the surprising 5 game win against the Cleveland Cavaliers, though they had some injuries early in that series. But man, I mean, when they were healthy, Indiana just decapitated them game 4 and then beat them game 5 in Cleveland, man. And then of course, the New York Knicks, man, started off with a bang, winning the first two in Madison Square Garden. 20-point comeback, 17-point fourth quarter comeback, 14-point with 2.5 minute comeback against the Knicks in game 1. And they closed them out in 6, man. Led by Tyrese Halliburton, shout out to him, Olympic gold medalist, though he didn't play much out there. It probably led to NBA people saying he was the most overrated player in the league, which I thought is a little harsh, obviously, and obviously they were wrong. But led by him, what not the greatest scorer in the world, though he can drop a 30-point piece on your head, but a guy I think last season, not this year, but the season before, led the league in assists. Could get a high assist rate, and he controls the pace, which is probably the most important thing he does, ironically, for the Pacers, no point intended. Pascal Siakam, though, to me, is their best half court player. A guy that you could throw the ball to and he could go get you 30. I mean, he was the Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And then they just got a lot of good players, man. That's really good at their roles. The Turners, Nemhards, Neesmiths, and all them McConnells and all them of the world, man. Then looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder, I mean, they were expected to get to this point. Everybody but Shannon Sharp expected them to get to this point, man. Shannon Sharp, had Lakers in 5 and all that other stuff, man. But everybody else pretty much has seen how good this team was, man. 68 wins. SGA, the MVP of the league, man. And I mean, they ran through the playoffs. The first team in NBA history to win 4 playoff games by at least 30 points. They beat up on the Grizzlies. John went out late in that series to beat up on them. Now Denver in their championship roster really pushed them to a game 7. But once they got to game 7, they beat them by 30. You know what I'm saying? And then, they win the first 2 at home easily with Minnesota. Then they lose by 40 in game 3, which don't even make sense, honestly. And then, beat them in game 4, nice, nip and tuck game, and then beat them by 30, in game 5. Like I said, MVP, SGA, man. Superstar, man. Guy's just so smooth, man. Like when you watch him play, you could appreciate, man, the work he's put in. You could see how much he worked on his game. The moves that he used just to get to his spot. He gonna go to the rim, he gonna pull up. He'll shoot the three, man. I'm just very impressed with his offensive arsenal. Led the league in scoring, of course. And then they got the AT&T Big Three. Him, Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams. You see him on those AT&T commercials all the time. Chet Holmgren, man, a guy that could shoot the three, blocks a lot of shots. Got a insane wingspan. And then Jalen Williams, man, third team All NBA. I forgot what, I think he was second or third team All the defense as well. Two-way player, could score, could defend, obviously, and they have insane depth as well. Guys that do their role, man. The Lou Dorts, like the Bruce Bowens 3 and D guys, Cason Wallace off the bench, man. Hartenstein, Caruso, junkyard dog type of players, man, that just really get at you, man. First the key for me, the keys for Indiana to win this series, is two things, man. One, I think Miles Turner gotta be very, very aggressive and be shoot a very high percentage from the 3 point line. He gonna bring Hartenstein away from the basket, which, and if he does that and he shoots a high percentage from three, it could open it up for everybody else, man. One thing, Jokic, had a few games where he did look absolutely dominant against them because, he could play away from the basket and go down low in the post. Now, Miles Turner ain't Jokic, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much a lot to ask for. But, he going to have to be the X factor, man. His ability, because everybody else got a very, very tough matchup right in front of them, man. But he going to have to shoot a lot of threes. And I also think their bench is going to have to be their bench going to have to outplay OKC bench this entire series for them to have a chance, man. And for me, Oklahoma City, honestly, man, just do what you've been doing all year. Lead by Shea, by SGA, let everybody else, shoot. And they got to defend. They got to get back on defense. They can't have lows where, you score and then you relax because Indiana going to get up and down that floor, man. So with them, just do what they've been doing all year, man, and defensively get back on defense, and not turn over the ball, obviously. I'll say turnovers is the biggest thing because turnovers allows Indiana to run. Indiana, I think, would have a much tougher time going up against Oklahoma City's half court set defense. As far as my prediction, man, look, I got a lot of love and respect for Rick Carlisle, man. I think Rick Carlisle is one of the greatest coaches in the league. As a Miami Heat fan, look, what he did, they beat us in 2011, and he was the architect, along with Dirk Nowitzki, behind that. I thought Indiana is a team that has to be reckoned with. They're young, they got a nice style, and they're gonna be a problem in the East for years to come, man. But I don't see Dirk Nowitzki over there. I don't see Dirk Nowitzki, come and play for the Indiana Pacers, man. So I'm going OKC, man. OKC, as an Eagles fan as well, they look like the basketball version of the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Just could turn it on offensively at any time. Could be really dominant defensively. I mean, this team is just it's just their time. You know, I really think it's their time. They better. They're more physical. I just think it's their time, man. And you know, I'm gonna go OKC in 5. I think Indiana probably get like game 3 at home. Going back home, their first NBA Finals home game since 2000 when they played the Lakers 25 years ago. I think they're gonna feed off that Game 3 home energy, similar to what Minnesota did. But man, overall, OKC is just too much, too better. It's too good, too better. I don't know, too better even a thing, too good. So I'm gonna go with the Oklahoma City Thunder to win the NBA Finals. in 5, and they get technically their first championship since '79 when they were the Seattle Supersonics. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Miami Heat, NBA, and content on my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Let's go.